Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Do you have trouble remembering new vocabulary? Can you define words but never actually use the words? Are the flashcards not really working for you? That's because you need to see and hear the words being used at least 16 times. Plus, you have to try using them yourself, whether in writing or speaking. You can't improve just by learning the meaning of words. So, do you know how to use the following words and phrases? If not, then keep watching, because in part 1, I will show you them in the context of a story. In part 2, I will break them down for you with examples of how they can be used. While we will focus on the previous 10 words and phrases, the story has a lot more advanced vocabulary. So first, we will quickly break some of them down to help you read along. Sorceress, a female sorcerer, a witch. Landscape, a large area of land. Consequence, a result or effect of an action, often bad. To wither, to become dry or shriveled. To yearn for, an intense feeling of longing for. To droop, to bend downwards. To cast, a spell, to use magical words to affect someone or something. Enchanted, magical, to be under a spell. Overgrown, grown too much or too big. To wilt, to sag or become limp due to too much heat, disease, or water. Your challenge for this lesson is to write one sentence for each of the words and phrases we will look at today. Let's do this!
Rosie was a curious young girl who loved to spend time in the woods. One afternoon she found an old mysterious key while collecting mushrooms for her dinner. She remembered that she came across a strange gate that hid behind some overgrown vines in the forest. Intrigued, she chose to go to unlock it. The gate creaked open, and a lifeless garden appeared. Empty patches of soil lay between wilted plants, their drooping leaves casting shadows over the paths. The landscape was dull, as if all the joy had been drained away. The air hung heavy with an eerie stillness. There was an unsettling silence. Rosie didn't know yet that the garden had once belonged to a powerful sorceress. Rosie stumbled upon a strange book. As she opened it, the words on the pages began to glow. A gentle wind blew, catching the pages and revealing the tale of the forgotten sorceress. Rosie couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder, as she felt as if she had dreamt about this before. The story spoke of a jealous woman who made a choice. The sorceress had bitten into the forbidden fruit of dark magic. She had a sad love story hidden. She had fallen madly in love. Fearing he would leave her for another woman, she cast a spell to make their love last a lifetime. However, the spell had a catch, and the man she loved began to age 5 years every day. She watched him get older and weaker before her eyes. His hair greyed, his face wrinkled until she woke a week later to find he had passed away. Her heart was broken, and her joy was replaced by shadows. Consumed by guilt, her once bright garden mirrored her pain. She tried everything to undo the consequences of her spell, but sadly she failed. The broken-hearted sorceress yearned for redemption, so took her own life, setting her house on fire and burning with it. She only left behind a withered garden and her diary. Rosie, moved by the story, decided to forgive the sorceress's past, hoping to mend the enchanted garden and bring back the magic. As Rosie forgave, a transformation began. The garden arose with newfound energy, and the flowers bloomed brighter than ever. The sorceress was touched by forgiveness, awoke from the shadows and became a guardian of the enchanted garden once again.
Hey, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons to show your support if you're finding this lesson helpful. Also, I drink a lot of coffee to make these videos for you, so please show your support by loading me up with more caffeine at www.ko-fi.com/seriously-English. I would greatly appreciate your help. Let's begin part 2. Unsettling is when something makes you feel nervous or worried. So synonyms of unsettling are unnerving, to make anxious, to be disturbing. Unsettling refers to something that causes a sense of discomfort or unease. It's that feeling that leaves you on edge and sends shivers down your spine. To illustrate, the complete silence in the empty house gave me this weird, unsettling feeling, like I was being watched, and I couldn't shake it off. His constant staring without saying a word was just plain unsettling, making everyone in the room feel a bit uncomfortable. The strange déjà vu I experienced in that unfamiliar town was kind of unsettling. It felt like I had been there before, but I couldn't quite figure out why. To stumble upon is a phrase that means to unexpectedly find or discover something. It implies a discovery that wasn't planned. Here are 3 examples of it being used. I was exploring the city and stumbled upon this charming little cafe tucked away on a side street. It turned out to be the perfect spot for a quiet coffee break. While cleaning out the attic, I stumbled upon a box of forgotten books. It was like a treasure trove of literary gems from my childhood, bringing back a flood of memories. During my lunch break, I stumbled upon a group of colleagues having a conversation about me. To mirror as a verb means to reflect something else, or to copy, or be similar to something else. Some synonyms are to imitate, duplicate, and replicate. Some examples of it being used are: children often mirror the behavior of their parents. It's not uncommon to see a little one copying the way their parent speaks or gestures. As the therapist empathetically listened, she skillfully mirrored the patient's emotions, creating a supportive environment for open communication and self-reflection. If one person starts laughing in a room, others may mirror the laughter, creating a shared and contagious sense of joy. To intrigue means to create or capture someone's curiosity or interest. Synonyms are to fascinate, interest, or attract attention. Here are some examples of it being used. The new documentary about space exploration truly intrigued me. The breathtaking visuals and fascinating insights into the universe had me hooked from the start. The old photograph discovered in the attic intrigued the family. No one could identify the people in it, adding a touch of mystery to their family history. During the meeting, the whispers among colleagues intrigued Emily, making her wonder if some confidential project or exciting news was being discussed. To drain away is a phrasal verb that means the gradual removal of a liquid or resource. It can be used both literally and figuratively. Here are some examples of both. After heavy rainfall, the water began to drain away from the flooded streets, returning the neighborhood to normal. As the day wore on, her enthusiasm seemed to drain away, and by evening she felt completely exhausted. And when you're feeling tired, you can say, "Oh God, I'm feeling drained." The ongoing challenges at work seemed to drain away the joy he once found in his job, prompting him to consider a change. Eerie is an adjective used to describe something that gives a feeling of mysterious discomfort, often because of its strangeness. An eerie atmosphere can make one feel slightly spooked. For example, the creaking floorboards and flickering lights of the abandoned house created an eerie atmosphere, so I didn't want to explore further. As I walked through the dense woods after sunset, the complete lack of sound gave the entire forest an eerie feeling that sent shivers down my spine. Late at night, I heard an eerie sound coming from the vacant room next door, and my imagination immediately thought of ghosts. There's a catch means there's a hidden or unexpected negative drawback to something that seems advantageous or straightforward at first. For example, they advertise the product as free, but there's always a catch. You have to subscribe to a service to get the full benefits. The apartment looked ideal at first, but as we reviewed the lease agreement, we discovered there's a catch. The rent increases significantly after the first year. The job offer sounded perfect, but there's a catch. I have to relocate to a different city. While consuming something usually means to eat or drink in a figurative sense, to be consumed means being mentally or emotionally overwhelmed by something, that it affects everything you do. Some examples are: Sarah was consumed by grief after the loss of her beloved pet. The overwhelming sadness dominated her thoughts and actions. As the deadline approached, Tom found himself consumed by anxiety, unable to focus on anything other than the impending workload. The artist was consumed by a burning desire to create. Day and night, thoughts of new projects and artistic expressions consumed her creative mind. Transformation refers to a thorough, dramatic, or significant change. Transformations can occur in personal development, business, technology, or nature. For example, after facing numerous challenges, Lisa underwent a remarkable transformation. She emerged stronger, more confident, and with a clearer sense of purpose. The old house underwent a complete transformation with a fresh coat of paint and stylish furnishings, turning it into a welcoming home. The implementation of new technology brought about a positive transformation in the company's efficiency, streamlining operations and improving overall productivity. Redemption refers to the act of saving or being saved from error, sin, or wrongdoing. It implies the idea of recovery, forgiveness, and restoration for a positive change. For example, despite being a thief in the past, Mark's commitment to self-improvement became a journey of redemption, earning him the respect and trust of those around him. After facing bankruptcy, Sarah worked tirelessly to rebuild her financial stability. Her successful business venture became a story of redemption, turning her financial situation around. The athlete's comeback after a series of setbacks and injuries was seen as a moment of redemption, proving critics wrong and re-establishing his status. Well, this lesson was particularly difficult, so if you made it to the end, congratulations! Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more. And if you want to suggest some words or phrases you would like to learn, leave me a comment below and I will make a video just for you. Appreciate your support and see you next lesson!